freight across the country could be just hours away from a standstill.
There has been, I would say, some movement, but both parties remain apart on the key issues.
The union, representing over 9,000 employees from both CN and CP railways, still can't agree on scheduling issues, safety concerns, and a forced relocation plan proposed by CN, making it increasingly likely Canada could be headed for a major economic shutdown at 12:01 Thursday morning.
It is totally unacceptable for us as a country to sabotage ourselves right now.
Sabotage that the federal government could stop. Labour Minister Steve McKinnon has rejected requests from the railways for binding arbitration and won't speculate on the potential for back-to-work legislation.
I'm not going to get into those kinds of what-ifs, but Parliament isn't sitting, and Parliament is not something that can be recalled on a dime.
McKinnon, who met with union and CP representatives today, does not seem optimistic of a last-second compromise.
I think it's fair to say there are significant issues that remain to be resolved.
A sentiment displayed through the party's public barbs, CN saying tonight the Teamsters have shown an inability or unwillingness to negotiate seriously.
That is a lie. That is indicative of the type of attitude this company has had since the very beginning.
If a last-second deal can't be reached, over $1 billion worth of goods a day would be stuck. And potentially the most concerning shortage, chlorine, used to disinfect drinking water and moved almost exclusively by rail.
If this disruption were to last for more than a few weeks, it could lead to things like, water restrictions.
While rail stoppages have happened before, Donna, CN and CP have never both shut down at the same time, making Thursday's potential stoppage the first of its kind in over 100 years.
All right, Mackenzie in Ottawa, thanks. Canadian farmers are at the mercy of the weather and heavily reliant on railways. Farmers don't get paid if their product doesn't get to market, and as the harvest gets underway, they are bracing for a looming labor stoppage. Heather Yourex-West has been talking to farmers about what's at stake.
It's already harvest time in southern Alberta, and despite a hot and dry season, the crops this year are looking good.
We're about a third done. We're just doing some malt barley today.
But a great growing season could go to waste if the end product has no place to go.
We've already seen a drop in some of our commodity prices, some as much as 10% in the last week, due to elevators just don't want the grain. They've already stopped shipping. They've already stopped taking grain.
Agriculture in Canada is a $150 billion a year industry, so there is a lot of money at stake from these fields. A rail strike could cost this one southern Alberta farm as much as $1 million in lost revenue.
Grain growers in Canada is expecting the delay to cost somewhere in the realm of $43 million a day in the month of August, and that number jumps to $50 million a day in September.
That's because there is no plan B for farmers. In a country as big as this one, shipping by train is the only way to go.
It's reliant on the rail. Here in Saskatchewan, absolutely, right? We're in the middle of a province, equidistance from either port. We can't truck it to port, that's days.
Producers are now scrambling to find storage options, but with crops coming off the field now, elevators will soon be full. And it's not just grain growers facing potential impacts.
No grain coming down to the coast means we're going to end up with a shortage of feed for everything from dog food, cat food, poultry, hogs, and dairy farms as well.
It goes beyond frustration. This is out of control.
U.S. ag groups think so too. On Tuesday, they sent the Prime Minister a letter urging him, for the sake of supply chain and food security, to step in before rail service is shut down. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, near Claresholm, Alberta.